since the 19th century, that one ought not to take literally everything that the great authors of earlier times wrote, nor to believe that they made explicit in their writings all that they wanted to say in them. Still, Strauss's efforts at recovery also went largely unheeded. The present study is an exercise in historical recollection and retrieval. It attempts to more clearly display, document, and, above all, if possible, reverse this extraordinary act of forgetting. It aims to re-establish a general recognition of the several reasons for and the near universal prevalence of esoteric writing among the major philosophical writers of the West prior to the 19th century. My goal here is not to get people to like esotericism. I am no great lover of it myself, or to engage in it themselves, as I do not, but simply to recognize, understand, and accept it as a historical reality. Indeed, a monumental one affecting the whole conduct of intellectual life in the West over 2 millennia. I seek a restoration not of esoteric writing, but of esoteric reading, the recovery of a crucial but long-lost element of philosophical literacy. What I also do not attempt to do is determine the particular esoteric teaching of everyone, or anyone, in this long line of thinkers, something that cannot be done in a general work of this kind, but only with meticulous care, one philosopher at a time. My book is not The Esoteric Secrets of All Ages Revealed. It is simply, if you like, Awareness of the Forgotten Practice of Esoteric Writing Restored. That is project enough. What is at stake? Naturally, the reader who has yet to be shown much evidence for the reality of this strange practice will want to reserve judgment on the merits of the project. Still, the great importance of the issue itself should at least be clear. Here is what is at stake. If it turns out to be true that most philosophers of the past routinely hid some of their most important ideas beneath a surface of conventional opinions, then surely we had better know that. If they wrote esoterically and we do not read them esoterically, we will necessarily misunderstand them. We will systematically cut ourselves off from their thought precisely in its most unorthodox, original, and liberating part. But the damage, great as it is, does not stop there. Not only will we misunderstand all these thinkers as individuals, but through the accumulation of such errors, we will also form mistaken ideas about the relations among thinkers, about how ideas develop over time, about the whole movement and meaning of Western intellectual history. This misunderstanding would be especially damaging to modern philosophy, which tends to rest, implicitly or explicitly, on a theory of history, an interpretation of the stages and trajectory of philosophical thought. But the damage may, in fact, extend yet one crucial step further. If, for these reasons, we misunderstand earlier philosophers, and, because of that, the history of philosophical thought, don't we also run a great risk of finally misunderstanding the character of human reason as such, especially how it relates to the political and cultural environment in which it is embedded? For we can know how the faculty of reason works, and what it is capable of, primarily by seeing what it has done, by its history, its concrete record of failures and achievements. Thus, to systematically misconstrue the history of reason puts one in great danger of misunderstanding reason itself. It is this fear that, for example, particularly animates Strauss's great preoccupation with the issue of esotericism. Let me illustrate with one strand of his complex argument on this issue. The ignorance of esoteric writing, which causes us to misinterpret the history of philosophy, does not do so, he argues, in simply random ways. In addition to the various particular errors we may make regarding particular thinkers, there is also a common mistake that we commit again and again in our interpretation of all thinkers. We mistake the philosopher's surface, exoteric teaching for his true one. And again, these surface teachings, however much they may vary from thinker to thinker, all have one essential thing in common. They are carefully designed.